McKinsey, we think about growth and then economic inclusion and sustainability as three different pillars and three critical outcomes that we deeply care about around the world. Together, they both increase standards of living, increase wages that people can use to grow and have healthy lives and families, and protect our environment so that in 5, 10, 50, 100 years, we still have the environment that can sustain that growth over the long term. In terms of what role companies play, we think business-led innovation can contribute about 30% of the overall portion of investment that is required to meet both our sustainability and our economic inclusion goals around the world. The other piece of that, though, can't just be companies and business-led innovation. For example, public-private partnerships, government action, other elements are important parts of closing that gap so that we can meet all of these goals together. Asia has made a lot of progress over the last few decades in gender equality. Across the board, about 1 in 4 of senior leaders, direct reports to the CEO, in Asian companies are women. That differs a lot by country. So that is much lower in Japan and India. That's much higher in China, Singapore, Philippines, for instance. When we look at matching the same rate of economic participation between men and women across Asia Pacific, that would be worth about $4.5 trillion and a boost of about 12% GDP in the 10 years leading up to 2030. And that's a significant number given GDP growth projection rates of, typically low single digits. Even for China, they're projected to be between 2 and 5%. So to have a 1% GDP opportunity every single year is a pretty significant opportunity. We also know that gender equality is important because it leads to more diverse teams, better problem solving, better product development and innovation, for example, better innovation around how to serve customers if you better mirror your customers and clients. We've also, though, studied how do diverse teams relate to economic returns, to total returns to shareholders. And we've studied that 3 times in 2015, 2018, and 2021. And what we find is that high gender diverse leadership teams are highly correlated, in fact 25% more likely to have higher economic returns in terms of total returns to shareholders than companies that are in the lowest quartile of that gender diversity. So we know it's highly correlated. Gender diverse companies actually perform better economically. And so I think gender diversity, as well as diversity of thought, diversity of style, diversity of ethnicity, all these forms of diversity get us to more diverse teams, different ways of thinking, and ultimately a better solution, a better team. You can imagine if you're doing product innovation, you don't want everybody with the same perspective. You want different ideas, different perspectives so that you can challenge each other and ultimately get to a better answer for the company, for your customers, and for your shareholders if those